have cancer. I pretty much work with patients that have cancer on a day-to-day basis, and as a healthcare practitioner, this has allowed me to see where a lot of the gaps in cancer education and post-cancer care have occurred. So if I could have you all's attention, I'd really like to ask a question. With a show of hands, how many people in here knows of someone who has cancer? Okay, I see quite a few hands in here. Any people that have had a personal experience with cancer? If you feel comfortable raising your hand. Okay, so those of you that have had personal experiences with cancer, or those of you who know someone with cancer and have supported that person through their cancer journey, you are known as a cancer survivor. Did you know that? So if you know someone who has had cancer, I also want to see another show of hands. How comfortable did you feel walking that person through their cancer journey? Did anybody feel comfortable? Did anybody not feel comfortable? You said, I just don't know what to do to help this person. They're going through something that's really difficult in their life right now. So what can I do? What can I say? How can I support this person? Okay? So, cancer survivorship, again, is something I'm very passionate about. There are millions of people who are diagnosed with cancer in the United States. And because of advances in technology, you have more and more people who are actually cancer survivors. So with that being said, people who are cancer survivors, they want to go back to doing the things that they once did before their diagnosis. And if my technology guy could go to the next slide for me, please. So them being able to get back to their prior level of function is a very important thing. People travel, people like to go on cruises, people have to go back to work, people have to work to support their families. People just want to live and enjoy life. And to have a cancer diagnosis can be a tough thing to deal with. And so those people need that support to get through their journey. So I'm very passionate in saying that cancer survivorship begins at time of diagnosis. So as soon as someone gets that diagnosis of cancer, they automatically go into that category of a cancer survivor. So there's different phases of survivorship that go from the initial diagnosis, during the treatment, and then post-cancer care. So it's called post-cancer survivorship. So that phase can last years and years, even after treatment has ended. So the most important thing that I want to share with you about cancer survivorship is, to be a survivor, you have to go into the whole process armed with information to help you become an advocate for yourself. So my foundation is all about being an advocate so that you're well educated and you know the things to do to navigate the healthcare system. The healthcare system can be very scary. And I know because I've been in the system for 12 years and I've heard horror stories and I listen to people cry and people are very frustrated about how to get through the process. There's a lot of misinformation out there about cancer survivorship. A lot of people are being told that yes, you have cancer, yes, you have swelling, yes, you have your breast removed, yes, you have all these side effects, but you know, that's just how it is. People don't want to hear that. People want to hear things that are hopeful. People want to be encouraged. People don't want to be robbed of their joy by someone telling them, this is how your life is going to be, it's never going to be the same. That puts the picture in your head that, well, what am I fighting for? So the focus of my organization is to restore hope and to provide hope and support to those individuals. So as I said, in order to navigate the murky waters of cancer care, which can just be, very difficult for people to hear, you need to know the right questions to ask if you have a family member or friend, or if you yourself ever have to hear that you have a cancer diagnosis. You cannot be afraid to ask questions because this is your life at stake. You cannot always put your life in the hands of medical professionals. You need to take it upon yourself to know the appropriate questions to ask when dealing with a diagnosis. So, like I said, you have family members, friends, You also need to know to help them what to ask. Go with that person to an appointment. They hear the word cancer, they can't hear any other information that's coming in, what the doctor's telling them, what treatments are needed, what their schedule is going to be in terms of radiation, chemotherapy, surgery. So this is very important information for you all to know so that you can also help someone else in this process. So as I said, in diagnosis, you need to ask questions to that physician. If you have to take a piece of paper and write down 50 questions, you need to ask every question so that you know every single thing that is going to go on as a part of your cancer care. So for example, what are the chances of survival for my type of cancer? What are the treatments? What are the side effects of the treatments? What if I have transportation issues and I can't get the treatment that I need because I cannot get there? How long will it take for me to feel better? How long will it take for me to get back to myself and my usual activities? Are there any clinical trials available? Is there any financial assistance available to help me with this process? What other medical professionals will I encounter during this process? Can I get a second opinion? Can I get a third opinion? Can I get a fourth opinion? What are my surgical options? What are all the treatments that are involved with my particular cancer diagnosis? You need to ask all of those questions. It's so important. You cannot automatically assume that you will be told everything that you need to know regarding cancer care. So it's imperative that you take it upon yourself or encourage your friend or family members to know everything they can possibly know about the diagnosis. So as I said, you hear about cancer and a person automatically says, well, I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. I want intervention as soon as possible. However, it's your life. It's not a process that you should rush through. Okay, so take the time to do the research and the time to ask questions. Another major point for cancer survivorship in any phase is financial considerations. We all know how the healthcare system works, the insurance. You have to have insurance to get medical care, pretty much. You have to pay a copay for something. You have to pay a deductible for something. So, if you're going through cancer treatment, there's times you may be out of work. You can't, continue your normal needs of financial support. So you need to ask your insurance company, if you have an insurance company, what of my treatment is going to be covered. My doctor is recommending that I have this treatment. What is going to be covered? What is my out-of-pocket maximum? It's recommended that I go to this doctor, this oncologist, my network, but what if I want to go to Dr. Smith over here who has a better reputation? Is that going to be covered? Because I'm concerned about my medical care. If I need time from work, is my doctor going to give me the necessary documentation I need to submit for family medical leave of absence time? What is my paid time vacation? What benefits does my employer give me to be able to take care of myself so I can focus on my medical treatment? So financial strain can be one of the most stressful things when dealing with a cancer diagnosis. So you need to know what your options are. Well, if I don't have medical coverage or health insurance, are there any special financial assistance programs out there that can help me to navigate this? I need this treatment, but I can't afford it. What can I do? What is the option? So again, this is very important. Education is key. As I said, a lot of times, if you don't know, you cannot automatically assume that someone is going to tell you. You have to find some of this information for yourself. Another very important thing as it relates to cancer survivorship is being an advocate for yourself. So when I say being an advocate means standing up for something that you truly believe in, something that's important to you, for a cause that's important to you. So you need to be an advocate for yourself. Oftentimes being a cancer survivor, it's helpful to have someone that you can relate to during that journey. Being able to connect with a person who has had the same diagnosis as you. Or if you had a terrible experience in your cancer journey and you see something that needs to be changed, you can advocate that and you could be that person who makes the change to that congressional bill, or you put a change in that senator's heart of what they're going to fight for in their meetings, in their district meetings. So being an advocate for what you know is right and for what you believe is quality care is is another important aspect of cancer survivorship. Being an advocate also means just participating in different things like cancer support groups. There's online support groups, there's in-person support groups. You can even call in and get help via phone. There are some insurance companies that will have counselors and nurse navigators that will talk to you and get you through the process. So having something to look forward to and being an advocate not only for yourself but for others, you can really make a difference in the life of someone else. And I also want to say, being a cancer survivor involves a change in your mental thinking, your psychological well-being, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being. As I said, you need hope. You have to realize that hope is out there. Just because someone says you have cancer, this is it, no, that's not it. The devil is a lie. You can't believe that. Nobody can tell you differently. We serve a God who is a healer. God gives the knowledge to medical professionals to be able to treat through His power. Only He knows what the end is. Only He knows the outcome. Don't let anybody tell you there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing else we can do for you. There's no other options for you. Keep that hope. Keep that faith. The enemy every day is robbing God's people of hope.
Yes.
Not when it just comes to health care, when it comes to spiritual abilities, spiritual health, mental health. We see it every day, right? So you have to keep hope. You have to let people understand what it is they can do to support you. Get away from a negative environment. If you've got negative Nancy over here in this ear, and downtown Bob over here telling you that nothing you're doing is working, you have stage 4 cancer, you can't make it, you can't get through, you need to cut those people off. Hope cannot thrive in a negative environment. It just can't. So surround yourself with positivity, surround yourself with positive energy. Hang on to that hope. Hang on to that faith. Hang on to that endurance. Because there is life after cancer. There's so many medical advancements in cancer treatment now. But I also wanted to say, ask what alternative treatments are out there. Don't just go with what someone, oh, you need radiation, you need chemotherapy. Well, why do I need radiation? Why do I need chemotherapy? What are the chances that this medicine is going to help my cancer? Is it going to cause a secondary cancer down the road? Am I going to survive? What are my chances of survivorship? So you need to be asking these questions. It's very important for your life and your health. I know talking about cancer can be very scary, but at the same time, it's very important. It's real. I saw the number of hands that went up in this room about if you've had a personal cancer journey or if you know someone who has had a cancer journey. So yes, it can sound scary, but it's also very important for people to know that there is hope. Someone can't tell you that this is the end. There is hope. You can get back to that quality of life you once had. You can take that cruise to the Bahamas. You can go back to work and support your family. You just need to know the correct medical professionals to go to help guide you through that process. If you don't know, please ask. Don't be afraid to ask. I see a lot of people that get what I call white coat syndrome. And that's part of the reason I didn't wear a white coat today. And you see white coat people, they start freezing up. You get scared, your blood pressure goes up, you don't know what to say, what to do, what to ask. So don't let that white coat syndrome set in and cause you to miss out on important information or cause you not to ask important questions that you need to navigate that cancer journey. Okay? So I gotta go to the next slide for me. So this is just my contact information. If you want to know more information about Champions Can Foundation for Cancer Wellness Incorporated, I do have a Facebook page right now, www.facebook.com/championscan. And I call in my advertising guru over here, Mr. Wade Thomas. You guys have probably seen a lot of the flyers going around with Champions Can. But on the next slide, I also wanted to show you that I am having a survivorship day party next month. It'll take place on October 14th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Theory Restaurant and Lounge in Duluth, Georgia. So a lot of the information I spoke about today will go more into detail at this survivorship day party. It's an opportunity for us to have fun, to network, to be instilled with hope, to share journeys with other people. We're going to have speakers, free food, door prize giveaways, and like I said, celebrate each other and celebrate what cancer survivorship is all about, and celebrate that we can restore hope and faith to our brothers and sisters who are hurting and who are suffering and who need that support to live. Any questions? Thank you so much for your time and attention.